Embarrassment in the Deer Stand. William Hovey Smith, 2020.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And my partner, Bon Richard, had a major embarrassment in a deer stand this week. This is Georgia's muzzleloading season week. And Bon Richard and I had been out as often as we could manage. So sometimes this was 2 hunts a day, sometimes this was all day, sometimes it required us driving 40 or 50 miles to get to another hunting area, but the end result was that we saw no game in front of the gun. None. However, we did have a major embarrassment on the part of Bon Richard. What is the most embarrassing thing you can think of to happen when you're up a tree in a deer stand? Well, you could fall out of the deer stand. Well, hopefully not, and that didn't happen here. It would be embarrassing, it might even be deadly, but in a sense this was worse than that. You could drop your gun. Well, as it turns out, my partner did exactly that, but that wasn't Bon Richard's problem. Bon Richard had something else happen. And to put this as delicately as I may, he had a certain loss from the vent, and it trickled down in the crack. Well, I looked down and there it was. Well, it's embarrassing enough if this happens in the deer stand whilst you are alone. And anybody who's been in the woods any length of time, particularly in public hunting areas, has occasionally found somebody's fruit of the looms down there underneath the bottom of a tree where he cleaned himself up. Well, I just cleaned up Bon Richard outdoors. And you're going to see that in just a moment.
I'm an author, and most of my 20 titles are outdoor books, but I also have some business books. And chief among these is Create Your Own Job Security. In this book, I advocate that you start your own job anytime, anywhere, at any age, when you need a little money, like perhaps right now, and show you exactly how to choose what that appropriate business ought to be. I'm also a novelist, and my novel is Father of the Grooms. And Bon Richard has a vital part to play in this work when we get around to filming it in Sicily.
Bon Richard got so excited during muzzleloading season, it shook so much. Every time I would look at it, it would be sitting there going, "Ah!" It wanted a squirrel, it wanted a coyote, it wanted a turkey, it wanted a hog, it wanted a deer, it wanted everything, and it wanted it right now, and every little sound in the woods, it'd go, "Oh!" And consequently, what happened during the past week was that the lock loosened in its mortise here and actually separated from the barrel. Consequently, powder from the pan got between the cock and the stock, which, had I fired the gun, would have detonated and may have had some serious results, which might include blowing the whole lock out of the gun and busting up the stock and potentially injuring me, none of which are desirable results. And I do not know how much powder was lost from the main powder charge. Consequently, before I hunt with it this weekend, I'm going to shoot the gun again against this steel target here and see if it will do some better. and reload with a fresh full charge. So let's see how much powder actually leaked behind there. You saw several grains fall. More is coming out of the lock plate. Still more is here. Yeah, that's enough to have done potential damage, guys. Yeah. To say nothing of losing from the main charge here. I don't think this much loss will actually impact the drop of the bullet at 50 yards or so, so I'm going to aim at about the same place when I shoot our target. And we're going to take that downrange and shoot it and see how we do. And also see how our adjustments here on the interior of the lock turned out. And now our salvage powder can go back in the pan where it belongs. That's almost a priming charge there. This is our steel check target. The last time I fired, I aimed about here, and the bullet struck about here. So this time, I'm going to drop the point of aim to about here and see if I can get a strike of the bullet on the target.
The bullet struck at the center line of the target, but just off the steel to the right. Meanwhile, back at the gun rack, Bon Richard has been getting a lot of flack from the other guns I have in my gun rack. And previously, the guns that were taking waterfowl and small game had their sport with him. Well, now the bigger guys are taking their turn. And this is pile-on of the worst sort. Rex here, shown with a Cape buffalo that I shot in South Africa, says, "Well, look what I've done. And you've been out more than 15 times and you haven't brought home nothing. Nothing." Even Mortimer here, who's taken swan and geese and duck, has even got a buffalo, a bison, and a big one. And Bon Richard ain't got nothing. And it won't let him rest about it. Now, some of the more modern guns, like this night rifle, has taken zebra in Africa. Well, and it asked Bon Richard, "Well, what have you done?" "Nothing. Just nothing." And here's a double-barrel smoothbore with a blue wildebeest. Wow. Big animal. And Bon Richard, it can't even get a squirrel. What? And here we have the Encore pistol with its African warthog. Now, the Encore pistol has taken deer many times, and it's a little short barrel gun compared to Bon Richard, and a smaller caliber, 50, and it can do it. But Bon Richard can't get nothing. Bon Richard was not the only one who had an embarrassing result from his project. I received more notes from my screenplay writing project on Father of the Grooms. And this has been going on for now some 2 months. And here I am seen with some of my resources, and also Bon Richard, who is now finished and who plays a part in the movie, actually. And this is the Wiki Screenplay Writing Contest. And in this contest, you submit 10 pages of your script, and then they evaluate it with the concept that Well, if a reader can't make it through the first 10 pages, well, he ain't going to read the rest of it. So you get the first 10 pages right, and then you take it from there. Well, this is the second submittal, and the scores are on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, there were weaknesses in the script in general. These were not enough emotional life to the characters. It was not clear in those 10 pages what the film was all about. And the story flow was interrupted by unnecessary flashbacks. Now, in the previous evaluations, they gave me ratings as well, and these are listed first in these categories. Concept and originality. First one 2, second one 5, but still does not convey a clear sense of the conflict, antagonist, or tone. Plot, story. 3 of 3, so I didn't make any improvements on the second submittal. Not a lot of action or story movement in the first 10 pages. Pacing, 1, 3. There is not enough action in the story to propel the reader through it. Characters, 3, 4. Protagonist should be apparent to the reader within the first 10 pages. In short, I wasted a lot of time. Dialogue, 2, 4. At times the dialogue sounds unnatural and expositional. Then at other times I had it about right. Tone. There was no rating during the first contest, but a 4 received this time. What kind of energy is writer trying to convey? Let settings inform the tone. Strengths. Introduces the inciting incident within the first 10 pages. Well, that's sort of a mechanical thing to do. Protagonists are given emotionally charged backstories. All right, got some of that right. Moments when dialogue sounds natural and authentic, which means there are many other passages where it does not. Conclusion. The writer is on the right track with the concept as it is intriguing and marketable, but the execution of the story needs work. Okay, well, that being true, what am I going to do about it? Well, I'm going to rewrite it and resubmit it with the objective of raising the average score to 8.5 to cross the threshold into the screenwriting contest. So that's my objective with this. For more information about my books, blogs, and more than 850 videos, you can go to www.hoviesmith.com. To discover how you can make your own job, even in the present economy, go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. Now watch out for my new audio business book to be released in about 30 days. To find out more about my novel, screenplay, and movie project, go to fatherofthegrooms.net. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye and God bless. See ya in the movies.